Okay, so we have just crispened up those, further caramelized that zucchini. I'm going to throw some smoked turkey in here, some pepper, a glug of soy sauce, some Italian seasoning, and because I love it and everything, some sesame oil. Yum, yum. And my basic food group of cumin. Yeah, that goes in everything I cook. Now we're going to give this a stir up and let all those flavors blend together while we get the eggs prepped for the omelet. Look at that. That'll heat up that turkey. It's a nice smoked turkey that's already cooked, so we just need to heat up a little bit. Okay, so this week I wanted to show you how I make my omelets, and I did all my mise en place, and I made this lovely zucchini, caramelized zucchini and turkey stuff with sesame oil, and then got to this point and I didn't have any eggs in the house. Whatever. So now I've got some eggs. These are all nicely whipped up. These ones are kind of a pale yellow. We got these and they claim to be cage-free, which really just means that the 10,000 bird chicken coop has got a little door at one end of it. Usually you can tell, or you used to be able to tell by the color, if you had a nice dark egg yolk. That was an indication that they were pasture-raised and eating bugs and all kinds of good things. Though I understand now they dye the egg yolks on those so that you can't tell from that. But this is what we got. I'm also using stainless steel in my kitchen, and you really want to get the pans really hot with that so that it creates a non-stick surface. Otherwise you're going to have a big mess. So we've got our cheese cut up. We're going to put a little bit of pepper in the eggs, a little bit of salt. Not much, because I got some salt in the innards, the goo that's going to go inside, and I will meet you at the stove. Okay, so here we go in cooking the omelet. Like I said, I'm using a stainless steel pot here, or pan. The trick with this is to get the pan really hot. And there's kind of I put it on the highest setting just to get it rolling, but if I put butter directly into that hot pan once it's heated, the butter's gonna burn. But if I don't have it hot enough, it's not gonna create a non-stick surface. So there's a little bit of a juggling act. But I'm gonna get my pat of butter. There's a test that people use. It's the water test, where you dump water on it, and if the water drops dance, it's hot enough. You see they're starting to dance there. Some of them splat. So I'm going to go ahead and put the butter in here. How I kind of prevent it from getting the full burn is that I kind of work it around here, pulling the pan just a scotch off the heat. So I'm still getting heat. I could achieve the same thing by just turning down the heat, but this seems to work well. And that butter is bubbling, which means it's nice and hot, but it isn't burning. So I'm going to give this one more kind of a round. I like to do it up on the sides because I'm going to do the same thing with the egg. And I want that all to be lubricated. So here comes my first omelet. Egg in. I kind of work it around the corners, those edges. And you see I haven't turned down the heat. I'm going to maybe turn it down a scotch because I can see the butter is starting to brown. Brown butter is okay. Burned butter is a drag. You see that bubbling up nice? Now there's some people who, they pour this in, they've got this so dialed, you see that bubbling up nicely, that it just lets go by itself. I usually give it a little incentive with my spatula. See if I can shake it. I want my egg to be able to do that, right, to move around the pan. So here I've got, you see the egg isn't completely cooked. Here I've got my innards. This is caramelized zucchini and some turkey with a lot of spices. Then I put a nice sprinkle. I like super sharp cheddar myself. I like a nice strong flavor to that. This looks about right. And you see those eggs are pretty much cooked, right? Now I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to use the spatula to peel this over. See, that's got a nice brown on it. I don't care that the cheese isn't melted. This is a hot egg. It'll melt down good enough. And then I kind of slide this bad boy onto the plate. I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit. Get my second omelet on there. See, it doesn't take much time. A little another splash of butter. Kind of around the horn again. There's my egg. Kind of work it around the corners. Turn down the heat a scotch. Oops, tore my egg. I'm sure somebody's going to give me a way of this not happening. Usually sometimes the second omelet, if I've left some particles of eggs or something on the pan from the first omelet, I'll have to coax it with a little bit more enthusiasm. But this is looking pretty good. So now we're going to put the rest of the zucchini stuff on here. Another splash of cheese. Heat off. Fold the egg. Oops. Oh yeah. Alright. Well, this one is certainly not pretty, but I'll tell you, it's yummy. So I'm going to leave that on there for a minute. Free up my other plate. Slide that on. And now we have two complete caveman omelets. See that cheese is already melting up on there. All right, dinner up.